Hey friends, Burkus here. Welcome back to the Daily Burk. And today we're talking about how to avoid hiring a toxic employee. Now, we talked about how to deal with having toxic coworkers. We talked about whether or not you need to fire or just quit toxic environments. But this is an element that we've never really discussed on the show, which is how do you not make the mistake of bringing them into your organization to begin with. There's a lot of research, most notably done by Christine Porath. There's a brilliant TED Talk that she gave at the same event that I gave my talk at. Fantastic research on the importance of civility in the workplace and the way that rudeness can actually spread like an emotional contagion or spread like a common cold in workplaces when people are being uncivil. So you need to make sure before you even make the hiring decision whether or not this person is going to infect the other coworkers with toxicity. And one of the ways that Christine suggests, and I agree with, is that you alter your behavioral interview questions just a tiny bit, right? So you're probably already asking behavioral interview questions, in particular asking questions about dealing with setbacks and frustration, dealing with teammates who are difficult to work with, anything that gives that when you're frustrated, how do you respond behavioral questions. They're a good start. But instead of just asking for one situation, ask for 2 or 3 examples. And what you're looking for is whether or not consistently in those answers there's an empathy or an understanding of what's going on with this other person that we disagree with. See, if you ask for just one, you might have like a great faker. You might have somebody who's got a good story, or someone who has a situation where it worked out in their favor just kind of once. But if you ask for 2 or 3 examples and you consistently see that they perceive other people to be the problem, that they have no understanding of how they might have offended other people or what other people might legitimately be feeling alongside their legitimate feelings that just happen to be in disagreement, without that empathy in multiple different answers, you don't know. You don't know from just one answer. The other thing I would add to Christine's advice is that make sure that you're not the only one interviewing the person, right? I mean, I'm obviously a huge fan of bringing in future teammates to be a part of the interview process, and this is a situation where panel interviews or meetings with multiple people at one time can be very useful, because how people treat different people perceived to be of lower status, people of different genders and race ethnicities, unfortunately, still in 2019, even just people they disagree with, how people treat different people can only sort of truly be observed by another third-party person watching the two-person interaction. So when you're doing this panel interview, you can have people watching the candidate for how they respond to the person asking the questions. That person on the receiving end might not actually notice the eye rolls or the other sort of incivil or rude behaviors, but a third-party person who's also in the room will notice. So not only do we ask for multiple different answers when we're doing our behavioral interview, we want multiple different interviewers in the room at the same time to try and catch some of those behaviors. It's not a surefire bet. Some people really are great fakers, but if you implement these 2 strategies, you will find you're bringing in a whole lot less toxicity in your workplace. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Daily Burk. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you've ever worked with one of these incivil, toxic type people and what that was like. Try and keep it clean though, but I'll give you an opportunity to vent nonetheless in the comments. While you're there, make sure you're followed or subscribed to the show, because we're posting new episodes every single weekday designed to help you do your best work ever, and I want to make sure you don't miss a single one. Thanks again so much for watching the Daily Burk.